I don't even mute the mics anymore. I used to mute the mics, but I don't even do it anymore. I'm like, there's no point. Why bother? Like, I think that makes it that much more exciting, like, to not mute the mic. So I'm gonna keep it going. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Platinum City Gaming Live. Today seems to be a pretty good day for some reason. It seems like everybody's working out pretty well. I mean, we got Andre on here. Like, I could actually show his video today, but I still haven't figured out the whole Hangouts on how to show two videos at once. So we'll work on that. And then you know, I got the camera today so you can see my pretty face. And then actually Andre's voice is coming in awesome, and Chris so far he hasn't shut down yet, so we're looking pretty good for that. So
I'm 2 for 2. I'm like, yes.
You on the kill streak.
Yeah.
So, I'm quite excited about today.
Yes.
But how's everybody doing today? Everyone feeling pretty good?
Yeah, not too bad. It was a good Monday, if those can even happen. But I knock on wood, can't complain.
A good Monday?
I know. Okay, it wasn't a bad Monday. How about that?
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Okay.
Especially with everyone back in school. Like, I want to blow up my job right about now. And now I know that you just took your job and started working in school. So, yeah.
They got to stop throwing out, because last week was a 65-hour work week. So then all of a sudden the boss was like, hey, this week we have overtime as well. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we don't do overtime. Yeah, Ben don't play that. 8 hours, that's it. So,
what?
But I can do overtime if I want to.
Yeah.
I can stay longer. It's not like, oh yeah, I can't. I can, and with me, I'm the only one that still gets paid hourly, so it's not like it's that bad of a thing if I have to work some overtime.
Yeah,
so. But I need to be out at 2, so.
Well, yeah, and I mean, it's weird because I tell the teachers, it's like we get paid an hourly salary. We get our day rate, but then we get our hourly rate if we go over, but we can only work an extra 10 hours of overtime. So if anybody's ever any good at math, I don't follow those rules particularly well, but you know, they do have a cap. So Andre, how you doing this lovely Monday?
I'm feeling good because my boy Van looked out for me. Got my laptop upgraded.
Yeah.
I'm not lagging. I can actually see the videos moving smooth, man. Got Windows 10. I'm feeling good, man. First little bit solid comes out tonight, so.
And we can't hear ourselves, so that's a good thing. When you talk, we can't hear ourselves, so that's awesome.
Yeah, although you did have a good rabid Chewbacca going last week at certain points.
But I feel we're gonna have a good show today. There's actually not a whole lot to really talk about in the gaming news. We have PAX Prime that's going on. Today's the final day for that. And not a whole lot going on for there, but there's a few topics that I definitely wanted to talk about. I haven't been following it all that much, but a few things that I did follow, it kind of caught my attention. But there's not a whole lot. There's not a whole lot going on.
And speaking of which, Van, I mean, because we're in our lull for gaming.
Yep.
I mean, it's before the holiday, after the summer releases, so it's just kind of like PAX Prime is. It's like the redheaded stepchild because it comes in like the middle of, you know, oh, look, there it is. Nobody really cares. But, I mean, like you said, there's some bright moments in it, but it's like it's nothing to really, like, get overly excited about.
Right. It's just more news for gaming, you know, another cool thing. So, I actually have something for Andre. Let me see if I can pull it up. You're going to laugh at me when I do this, the moment I do this. But this is I'm going to do this. This is one of the news things. Look at that. I'm gonna keep that right up there, for you.
I know all about that. I was just looking at that actually.
I'm gonna put that right over our logo, so that way, and just for a little while. I'm not gonna do the entire
make that face,
show.
Chris.
Look at that.
So let me get this straight. Xbox invested all of their money not in necessarily horsepower for their system, but the ability to float the controller if you wanted to.
Look at that. Like that looks like it.
Wouldn't that be hot?
Actually, that would. I'm not going to lie.
You know what, though? I would return my Xbox Ones right now and buy one just so I could have it float. And people would be like, "Can we play it?" And I'm like, "Why would you want to play it? The fucking controller floats over it. No, you
It's
can't."
just like, get out, get out.
Yeah. I would install magnets in all my systems just so that way they can.
Vin, let me say something about that. By the way, I was just reading up on that before you posted it. I'm glad you did. It's the same looking system. The control looks sexy as all crap, but the only thing is, it's just makes the loading times 20% faster, which to me is like no, like. And the one thing I like that they did compared to what Xbox used to do, instead of saying, "Hey, go get this, go trade in," they said if you don't want to get this Elite system, just go get the notebook thing, I guess, like the 4 terabyte.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $100 and it's 4 terabytes. So no, it's like $180 and it's 4 terabytes. I mean, that's much better. I mean,
what notebook thing?
It's like, like this
An external hard drive.
Yeah, external hard drive. They said that.
Just go. Yeah. I'm not gonna go out and buy. I'll buy the controller separate. The 20% load time faster. I mean, the system already runs perfect for me right now. I mean, if it's been like 5 years, and that, I would be like, okay, now I need to make my system faster. But like, what's 20%? Like,
they should have added another port to it, or like I'm looking at it and they should have added more ports to it, or I don't know. But to just say it's an Elite. I mean, I don't see anything elite about it besides that it loads 20% faster.
The controller.
The controller, but
yeah.
The controller is awesome, and I will be getting one, but the one I get will not be used for lounge. It will be like, it will be like, here, you can check it out, but no, you can't play with it. Kind of like that.
Exactly.
But I mean, the controller is really awesome. I do like the controller. When I first seen the controller before E3, I was just like, you guys already sell that controller. Like, I don't know what the big deal's about. But it is a different controller.
And when you guys get it, you definitely have to let me know how it is. Like the paddles on the back. I'm interested.
That's
to
what
see
I'm
how
interested
they play.
in. I'm interested in the same thing.
Well, those things already exist. Actually, they have those in controllers that you can add.
But not as an add-on.
Yeah, it's an add-on. Yeah, it's an add-on. So,
but
I'm interested in checking it out.
Yeah. And I want to see how well they integrate it, because I'm actually finally happy that Xbox is sort of not moving towards Sony necessarily, but they're realizing that you need a tighter grip, and it's not just all about girth.
Right.
You know?
I give you that. I give you that. Yeah, I mean, the controller looks good too. I like how you can interchange the parts. I mean, the 1 terabyte is cool if I didn't already own it. But since I already own it, I'd rather just spend the extra $100 that I would spend in the system and just get a 4 terabyte, and I can have triple the amount of games. So
yeah, exactly. And the good thing, if there's any gamer that doesn't have a one yet, or any system yet, don't buy these ones that they keep trying to get you with. Wait till Black Friday, if anything. If you don't mind waiting in line, save yourself $80, $90 like I did, and get you a system with games. I mean, it makes sense.
Even then, even if, say, you miss out on Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
Monday, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. It's cool, but the system itself, it doesn't make me want to return mine that I already have and then go purchase a new one.
They should have changed the color. They should have changed the color or something. Make it look like a controller.
Well, I mean, you can, but the thing about it is, to me, for me to buy a system outside of like Zelda, Final Fantasy, you would have to do something physically to the system.
That's
you said, add ports, make it smaller, heat, powers, stuff like that, where I see functionality out of it.
Yeah.
And that's actually, I'm glad you just said that, because that's something that I did want to bring up. The one thing that does extremely frustrate me about the oops, what am I doing there? About the Xbox is the ports, the USBs. And PlayStation's in the same boat. Now, all right, you know what? We'll make this about the systems now, since we're talking about the Xbox One console. Now it's been about, is this going on year 2?
3, I think.
3.
3. So this is 3 years. So when we get into November, it's gonna be 3 years.
Yes,
it should be roughly
1 year.
I thought
2 year.
This isn't the second year.
No,
no. Van might be right, because 2013 they came out. 14 is 1. 15. This will be the second year.
Yeah.
So in November it'll be 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, November 15th, 2013 is when it came out. So I know guys don't fuck with me. But,
you think I would know that one?
But no, I mean you lose track of time so easily. So So anyways, now we've gone a good almost 2 solid years under our belts.
Mm-hmm.
What's your gripes with the systems? So let's start with Xbox, and then we'll get into, since the Xbox is up, we'll get into the PlayStation. One of my biggest gripes that I've noticed with it, other than the freezing constantly, the physical, like if I could change something about it, more USBs. I mean, what's going on with these systems? I feel like there are a lack of USBs. Why only 3? Is there a purpose to that?
Well, and my thing is the size. I'm not griping, but it's the thing about it is if you have a system big,
that's a big
why not load it up with ports? You know what I'm saying? And
like all on that side, Chris, like you're saying, all on that side right there where you see that the left side. I don't know if your picture's the same as mine, but on the left of the system, there's like a little USB port there where the controller syncs. There should be like 4 USB ports right there. Like
and that's one of the things that drive me crazy. Right in the lounge, it's so frustrating. I have to reach in the back. They get the 2, and then I have 1 on the side. Like, okay, wait, hold on. I could play 4 players on an Xbox on Xboxes, but I can only charge 3 at a time. Like, I don't even understand the math. PlayStation's is worse. Don't worry, we're gonna get the PlayStation on.
Yeah,
PlayStation's is worse. But I mean, it just, I don't fathom that. Now, another thing that pisses me off is every time I plug in the controller, it automatically turns the Xbox on. So I'm like, after shutting off all my systems in the day, I'm like, oh, I want my controllers to charge overnight. I plug my controller in, all of a sudden I have I'm like, what the I don't.
There's an option to change that though. I did it to mine because I was getting tired of that happening to my Xbox.
Oh, so you can change that? All right. Well, now I know I'm gonna have to change that. Does that controllers float too? Is that an option that we can go in the settings to cause it to float, or is that the elite only?
I would love that, man. I think that would be so much better than leaving them and them falling on the floor.
Yeah. No. There's a $100 Microsoft DLC you have to get in order to unlock floating in your controllers. Okay, and man, along with your gripe with USB, why is it not in 3.0? And this is across both consoles.
I don't understand that.
Well, no, both consoles. They need to have 3.0. I think Microsoft's 3 is, but does it charge as 3? I think it only charges at USB 2. So you don't get that boost from 3.0 when you charge it.
Huh. I didn't know that.
So okay, see, but that bothers me. Okay, yeah, you have the throughput, but one of the biggest benefits for a USB 3.0 is rapid charging. So you could cut down your charge time. Why not put a 3.0 port on your controllers? You know. Anyways.
No, but all right. So why would they do that? Like, that bothers me, especially where 3's not new. It's been out for a while. Now, what's your guys? Have you guys heard anything about, especially with the Xbox ones, that you get more of a responsive time when the actual controller is plugged in opposed to wireless? I've never heard that.
No, I mean, see, and when it was wireless, yes. Now it's Bluetooth. I think that's more of a mental thing. Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, Andre?
They did an update about 2 months ago. You know how Xbox does them rollouts they do? They did one that actually said that when you plug it in, it does come on faster, it responds faster. I personally don't see a difference. Like, to me, it's just, I think it's like Chris said, it's a mental thing, because when I turn mine on, sometimes I'm like, it's taking real long, and then sometimes it comes on real fast. I don't think there's a difference.
Now, okay, here's my thing. Going against that is, okay, we know with PC, wired is better than wireless. You know, there is on certain games latency between the two. Same thing with keyboards, regular keyboards versus mechanical keyboards, you know? So, you can tell the difference there. But like you said, Andre, wireless, like when Bluetooth, when I turn on my PlayStation with my controller, I press it, everything boots up. When I have it plugged in, I press it, everything boots up. Yeah. You could be talking about 10, 15 milliseconds difference, but it's still a standard cable. You know, nothing's gold plated. There's no increased throughput, because you got to remember, PlayStation, it's still 2.0. So it's going to be no different than any other 2.0 device.
Yeah.
So and I think, what is it, Bluetooth 4.0 these controllers have? So the throughput with Bluetooth could be better than it is wireless, and even with Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah, I like I said, they said they send the rollout out, and I agree with you. I do notice that in some things that, like, mostly in PC, I do notice that the wired most of the time could work faster, but in Xbox I haven't seen it. In 360 actually, that was actually debatable because I remember when I put my wireless controller, it took probably 7 seconds for that light to stop blinking on the 360. And then when you put the wire in, it was like it would blink twice and come on. So that one's debatable. But as far as the Xbox One, I see it the same.
I mean PlayStation. I use it more wireless than anything. The only time I have the controller plugged in is when it's dead. So which. That is one of the gripes with the PS4. At first, when I first had it, it seemed like they last forever, but they do seem to die a little bit sooner. Xbox, I barely ever have to charge the battery in that. It seems like even when I put regular batteries in it, it seems like an Xbox controller really does a good job at conserving energy in it. And I think that's where Xbox I do give up a little bit more than PlayStation is definitely the power in the controllers.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you know what? I think Sony needs to have a way for us to turn the lights off in the controller. This we'll take that under Sony's flag.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's.
I kind of got used to it though.
Well, yeah, no, and I have too, but I've noticed a significant battery drain because of it. And I mean, you can dim it, but it doesn't do any good.
Oh, you know what? Touche, my good man. I didn't think of that. Yeah, definitely that light would definitely do it.
Yeah, and they put it in for Morpheus, but it's kind of like, well, we don't have it yet, so why not allow us to turn it off? But I digress.
Right.
I think honestly that's what gives Xbox. However, with this Elite controller with like the add-ons built into it, hey family, I'm curious on if that actually does have any effect on battery. Because if those are digital buttons, and yeah, okay, but we're talking quantitatively. Let's say you're doing an 8-hour gear binge. You know what I'm saying? Constantly doing the buttons. That's got to add up.
That's a good question because maybe the more they have built into controllers, take more out. I mean, if it's a Nyko brand, that's a different story because they're cheap as hell anyway. And if you drop it one time, it's done. But as far as the actual company's controller, I think that's the Elite controller might take more power.
Well, and that's what we're seeing with the PlayStation 4 controller, because if you look at the DualShock 3 versus the DualShock 4, you're talking a night and day difference. You're talking about like a gas-powered remote control car versus a Tonka truck. It is a significantly, and the gyros in it are stronger. But once again, you're getting more battery drain out of it. And I still believe 80% of that's still going to be that light, but the construction of it and the feel of it, I mean, yeah, you do have a point. The more they try to put into these controllers, the more you're going to have to take into account with these rechargeable batteries they already have built in.
Yeah.
I think the batteries in the Xbox are supposed to be bigger. I've never opened up my PlayStation controller, so I don't know. But I mean, with Xbox selling theirs externally and not within it and making you actually pay for it, I think that's why those charges hold up a little bit longer. You think that they're probably like, hey, you know what, we're going to put the cost on you for these batteries. And PlayStation's just like, oh, we're going to include it, but then you get a cheaper, like a less longer lasting controller, but then they don't give you an option of, upgrade. I mean, you can open it and change it or whatnot, but that's always been my little pet peeve with the PlayStation 4 is the battery life for it. So but I mean, if you don't have an Xbox One, the Elite is definitely probably the one that you should go for. My brother's got a 2 terabyte hard drive in his PlayStation, and he has every game that he's ever purchased on top of all the PlayStation Plus games installed on it. So, and he's not even using a terabyte yet. So, that's awesome. That's a lot of games. So that's good. That's definitely something I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be upgrading all my systems, hopefully to 4, because I want to make it so that way I have every system has every game.
Well, you're going to need it. You're going to need it when the holidays come up because this year is by far probably one of the best years of gaming for any gamer. Not Nintendo, but for any gamer.
Nintendo.
Yeah, we won't go there. So
Yeah.
but okay, so about PlayStation, I mean, we kind of mixed them both in there with that one. Is there any other gripes that you guys have with as far as the systems themselves that you would like to see do better
Well,
with the next model?
the only thing I have to say with both systems are, I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but from what I've seen and from the complaints, if you compare the 360 and the PS3 to the one in the PS4, one thing I noticed about the one in the PS4 is they're really strong. Like they don't break easy. I haven't heard too many reports of like the system crashing or like red lights. I heard freezing and all that stuff, but I haven't really heard the systems themselves crashing a lot. And I give them a lot of credit on that because the 360 at this time was red rings and everything. So I'm actually real happy about both systems are doing right now. They seem almost like the only way to break them is if you like literally pick it up and drop it. I think that's strong. I think the only thing that's getting replaced a lot on both are the controllers. I do see when I go to any game store, I see pre-owned controllers in there, which means that people are swapping controllers out because they're breaking. But the systems themselves, I think, are really strong. I don't know if you guys think the same thing.
Drop it, Xbox. I can fucking throw it into a goddamn tractor trailer if I want to, and that thing ain't gonna break. That thing's a freaking VCR.
That's awesome. I think my two gripes with next gen or just the console size. I think they need to start coming out with the slimmer versions.
Yeah.
Right out the gate. They need to start giving us a terabyte right out of the gate. 3.0 Sony out of the gate. It's little nuances because it sounds like I'm nitpicking, but the thing about it is we're beyond horsepower. We're on a level playing field with the internal parts of it. Okay, now we got to start looking at what we want from the system. If I want to transfer videos off my PlayStation 4 to be bottlenecked by the 2.0 and having 10 gigs that I've got to pull off onto a thumb drive, that takes, let's just say 5-10 minutes, whatever, Still, that's 5-10 minutes that I've got to wait. That, where 3.0, I could pull that down in probably under a minute. If that, so it's kind of like they're strong, but in my aspect to keep up with the times, they're kind of like Nintendo in giving us these little nuances that we would want. If you want to push sharing, video recording, creating your own videos, then you know what? You have to give us the output for that. And it's antiquated for me to believe that Sony in particular, gives us no means to be able to pull it off outside of, I don't even think you can network into these. I know they did the DNLA back into them.
The PlayStations now, you can stream off of media servers, but I don't know if they did the update yet. I think in this last update they just did, they can, but I know there's supposed to be a big update coming. I don't think it came yet, but I know my PlayStation 4 updated the last week, so I don't know. There's no updates that have happened at the lounge, and that's usually when it really stands out, so I don't know what update I got, but I haven't tested it because I don't really use it for that. I have it in my bedroom, and when I'm in bed, I usually just watch either Netflix or Hulu or something like that.
Well, in the past few updates from Sony have been system stability updates, so it's just kind of like, I think 1 or 2 updates ago was a really big one, but I don't know, it gripes me, that and how we don't have AC wireless adapters in them at this point.
Yeah.
To have gaming systems that still rely on a 2.4 gigahertz wireless signal, I think you should now give us dual band in these. If you want to game off of wireless to get a consistent, strong signal, why not go to 5?
That makes sense. That would make so much sense, especially since they have the power to do it.
Yeah, and for the love of God, the compression when you stream sucks. I don't know how it is on Xbox, but the PlayStation is fucking retarded. You have a 1080 video stream, and when you go to view it, it comes out like 480, maybe like 640. Like, it is god awful.
Do you change your setting? Because Mine comes out pretty good.
Like mine, like when I used to stream 14, and I would pull it up, it would be pixelated, and it would be decent, but not where it should be. And I'll have to check the settings, but I could have sworn I had everything outputting at the highest it could.
Yeah, double check that because I've been streaming the Batman a lot, and actually I just any games that I stream, and I usually just double check to see how it looks, and sometimes I'll go back and just watch the videos and see what I did.
Yeah.
And they've come out pretty. They've come out 1080.
All right,
The
I'll have to check.
video sucks as far as like I mean it doesn't suck, but it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And I've watched a couple other friends as well, so but it's not too bad. So hopefully for you it's just a setting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean for me it's about making the system smaller. I would like a little bit of a different design for PlayStation. I do enjoy the design a lot. But I'd like my Maddie system now. I had it with my Glass. I can only take my Glass console for about a year, and then I'm just like, damn, I wish I had Maddie.
Yeah.
It's just it can be too much. Feels like fingerprints are always on it. So I do like my Maddie PlayStation systems. The Glass bothers the shit out of me. My white Xbox is all scuffed up with marks. So.
Give it to me, bro.
Yeah. But
if you do that, Chris.
I had to equate a white Xbox to kind of like marrying a whore and expecting her to change. It's kind of like, you really get what you get, but it's still a beautiful looking system. Not gonna lie. But yeah, I mean, I would like matted finish for all colors. Like.
Oh, don't do that to me, Chris.
A matted wall. I say, okay, my thing with white in general is kind of like scuffs, dirt, grease, whatever. It's kind of like it's very easy to get it. Well, you know me. I'm black, maybe dark gray.
Yeah.
I'm like Batman in the Lego movie, where I only deal with black and lighter shades of black, which are gray. So that's really about it. But yeah, I would like to see matted for the next gen, even if we do have it.
Yeah, definitely. For Xbox, definitely a smaller system, definitely smaller. For PlayStation, they can stay with the design. Their design doesn't bother me all that much.
No.
I liked it when it first came out, when they first released it. I think it's very basic with a little bit of style to it. Like it's I don't know, it's cool. I like it, and it's easy to pile on. You know what I mean? As far as if you put like a PlayStation 3 on top of it, which I don't know why you would do that, but I've had to do it before. So it's good in that sense. I like the lighting. I like where the buttons are.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the touch-sensitive buttons on both consoles. I have mixed feelings. I love it. It's a love-hate relationship.
Okay.
I'm cleaning my system. Tip. Never clean your systems while you're playing them because they will shut off. They will shut off. Yeah. So I'm one of those OCDs that if I'm playing and I see like dust on the front of my systems, I'm like, I twitch and now I can't play.
Same thing.
So I gotta wipe it, and then wiping it is just like, and you're like, yeah. So I've learned how to work around it. So now there's just like a dust spot around like the power buttons. So, but it can get frustrating. But I do like it. Maybe a better placement for them, I guess. Maybe on the side or something. I don't know.
Which is true. Give me 1 sec real quick, guys. I think my back porch is on fire. I'm just going to go ahead and tend to this right now.
Yeah, go ahead, my friend. So, he said my porch may be on fire. But yeah, so that's it for the system on the news release for that. Let me see. Now, I want to get into Bungie and what they're doing with Destiny, but we'll wait for Chris's emergency to be finished with that.
I got a game I want to talk about, but I'm going to wait till he comes back because it's probably going to make him fall. It's true.
Is it Fast Racing Neo?
No.
No, okay, all right.
Is that the one that looks like F-Zero?
Yeah, that's the one that's like F-Zero.
I actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looks really good. I'm actually really impressed. So we can get a little bit into that and the take that crap off there. And when Chris comes back, we'll see if he still wants to talk. But if he still wants to talk, but we'll keep going. So with this game, I'm quite impressed with what this game looks like so far. It looks like Wipeout meets F-Zero.
That's a
And
really good comparison.
yeah, it looks really cool. I like it a lot. Uh,
What
uh,
systems is it for, though?
Wii U.
Oh,
Yep, Wii U. So I'm excited to see it because I want to see what happens with it, see if people pick up on it. But it's a game that I think I can get myself into.
yeah, you want me to tell you what's going to happen with it? It's going to come out and it's going to be based off of a regular game, like a regular racing game. But they're going to say, hey, guess what? Amiibo support. Put your Amiibo on and you can get a Mario looking one or you can get a Captain Falcon looking one. They're going to do it, man. Be prepared for that.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I really was a huge fan of Wipeout. The first few ones, I like the game a lot. I'm a huge fan of F-Zero, and then just with this one, it looks like they put the two together. It looks very fast paced, and that's what I like. It looks like it's ridiculously fast paced. And then they have a bunch of things going on the track. So I'm interested to see, what's going on with that and how that's going to work out. It's not a whole lot that I heard about it. Just showed some videos, and like I said, it looked really good to me. So
yeah.
What else did they have showing on at PAX Prime as far as games?
I'll just tell you now, but I wanted to tell Chris, I know how much you like Zelda. Did you see that game they're talking about called? I'm looking for the name. I can tell you it's like Zelda, which is kind of really good to hear. But I'm trying to look for it right now. Oh, here we go. It's called Hob, like HOB.
Okay.
It says it's the next best thing to a Zelda game, and from looking at the gameplay of it, it actually looks like a Zelda game, and I can't wait to see what system it's for because I'm hoping that it's for every system, and I'll be much happier if it is. It's just HOB. I don't know if that's that stands for it, but it looks the gameplay looks really good.
You said HOB?
Yeah, like Hob or something like that. I'm looking at it now on IGN, and it looks pretty good.
Is it for Nintendo, you said?
I'm hoping it's not for Nintendo. I'm hoping it's for all consoles, to be honest.
Is everything okay? Do I want to...
Okay. I'm just going to cut the conversation right here. Pardon me, Andre, because we all like my stories. So,
Hold on. You're breaking up a little bit. Can you switch your mics? I don't know if your mic is... It's not breaking up. It's just it sounds very robot-y. And if you're going to tell a story, I want to be able to hear it good. So, I don't know if you can switch your mic to your camera mic or whatever one you had before.
Really? Is it still robot-y?
Yeah. Is your headset charged? Fully charged?
Yeah, it's fully charged.
Huh.
Let me see.
No, I can't hear anything. Can't hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't hear him.
What about this one?
Yep, okay, you're good.
Good now?
Yep, you're good.
Awesome. Okay, so, small towering inferno in the backyard. So I have one of those ceramic egg grills, right? And prior to the show, I put the electric starter in there like I normally do. And then, time got the best of me and I didn't take it back out. Okay, whatever. So when the missus went to put in the meat into the grill, she opened it up and it just went, like I went back out there and it was like legitimately a tower, a fire. And I'm like,
oh man.
So I'm just kind of like.
So how did the starter do that?
Well, because it just, like with the ceramic, it just keeps building heat. Everything was closed on it. So when she opened the egg up, all of a sudden air got in and ignited all the smoldering fifth circle of hell that was underneath. And like, it just, and I'm just, dude, I was sitting there staring at it and I'm just kind of like, we're gonna go ahead and shut this. So like I shut it, took out the thing, and like the grill's sitting at about 600 degrees. And I'm just kind of like, okay, well, that's awesome because we were in I was talking, like we were talking before, and all of a sudden she pokes her head in, which is rare for her to do while the show's going. And then she was like, and I'm like, mute my mic. I'm sorry, what? Fire. And I'm like, well, let me let Dan finish his thought, and then I'm going to go run. So, yeah, long story short, I have fire insurance, so I'm not really worried about it, but I've got the burgers cooking on about 575 degrees right now.
That's so funny.
Charcoal burger.
Awesome. Yeah, exactly.
That's
so, yeah, gaming, yet again, almost burns down the house, and I'm okay with that. This is the life we live and choose. But bring me up to speed, gentlemen. Where are we?
Didn't go very far. We finished the conversation on the console stuff, and then I brought up the game. What's it called? Neo. Fast Racing Neo for Wii U, which is pretty much Wipeout, like a remake of Wipeout. It's not Wipeout, but it looks like Wipeout, which was one of my favorite racing games for PlayStation. That's coming out for the Wii U. Looks really, really good. So. And Andre released some information about Hub. You said it was?
It's called Hub. Chris, I wanted to tell you this. I was trying to hold it for you. It's a game they're comparing to Link Between Two Worlds, Zelda. I don't know what system. I don't know any details like that. I'm watching as we're talking, and it looks really, really good. And it plays kind of like Zelda, like puzzle wise. It's HOB. That's all I can give you on that.
It's like cell shaded, right? By Runic Games.
Yeah, that's it right there. By the Torchlight, whoever did Torchlight Developers' new game is adorable, violent, and smart. Yep, Runic Games. That's it.
Yep. Oh, that actually looks impressive because it's done by them. That might actually be worth giving this game a shot.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, and I'm like, I want to tell Chris because I know how much you like Zelda too. And since it's like Link Between Two Worlds, I don't know if you ever played that one, but
yeah, that
was another great Zelda game. I like 3D Zelda more, but it looks pretty good.
Yeah, of course I played it. It's Zelda, I've touched it in some aspect. You know what? But I do like that. Not even with like Zelda in particular, but any kind of like 2D puzzle type adventure games. Because like God of War. It's your typical drag a box here, put it on the lever, whatever. But I like Zelda because it's the type of game that makes you think beyond that. It's like, okay, do I need to put this over here to do it over here to do it over here? And I'm not giving Wind Waker credit by no means, but like games like this, I like it because it like plays to you on an emotional level, kind of, because like it's a cutesy thing, but it makes you more involved. Like you want to like help the protagonist out, or that is F-Zero. So
it's not F-Zero. It looks more like Wipeout than anything. It's definitely Wipeout and F-Zero combined. The stages, I would say, give it to you for the Wipeout. But come on, it looks like F-Zero, the stages. But even that, like, look at the twists and the turns, and the ships are straight from Wipeout.
Yeah, no, okay, I agree with that. Why didn't they name it like G1 or something? Like just
I'm not a big fan of the name at all.
Like, does Nintendo own Neo Geo by any chance? Don't they? No. They have license for the games, I think.
No idea.
No, I have no idea either. But no, once again, I want to be impressed by this, but no. I mean, you have water splashing on the screen. Okay, that's all well and good. Dude. I don't know. I'll reserve my angry comments when it comes out. When is this coming out? With Star Fox?
I don't know.
Okay, just checking. That bothers me about Nintendo. You have something that kind of remotely looks a little decent, but then all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, we don't have an ETA. We'll back shelf it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But you know what? If this turns out to be if this is just kind of like a benchmark for a new F-Zero game. Because you know how sometimes titles like this can turn into something else? You know what I'm saying?
I told Vin I think they're going to add amiibo support to it, and So just for the Wii U exclusively, they're gonna do something like adding amiibo support.
But
And,
I don't see the amiibos working with them because it seems like it's too serious. The amiibos are more for like a
well, not
Mario
for
Party.
character wise. I'm talking about like color of car wise.
Oh
Like,
yeah, that's right. You did say that. You did
yeah, like
say
putting Mario
Yeah,
on
that
and
makes
making a
sense.
car Mario's car and or.
My thing is not Sony. Nintendo would be stupid not to capitalize on amiibo support on first party titles or
Yeah.
console exclusive because that's what's going to get people.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like like you said before, Ben, Infinity, Skylanders, all of that. You have to have a need for it. Don't just give us amiibo and not make it worth anything. You know,
Right.
like. I would like to see amiibo take on a life of kind of like trophies, gamer score. Like the amiibo
exactly.
follows you through the game. And like you said, Andre, give us a skin, give us something else to where if we can scan it on any Wii U. So if I want to go to either one of y'all's house and play a game, I bring my Link amiibo, whoop, pull it on and pull up my profile on player 2.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
But that's thinking way too out of the box for Nintendo Vitality Sensor. But I mean, this does look like it would have potential, except for that damage. You know what? Never mind. I can't talk good about Nintendo for any length of time because then I see shit in the game and then I'm just kind of like, nope, I'm over it. But yeah, I digress. But yeah, Hob looks to be a great game, has potential. Neo Geo Racer, whatever it is. I don't know. I reserve my rant. Something else.
What do you guys think of Castle Crashers?
Love it.
Oh man.
Guys,
Don't get me
Castle
started on.
You guys
Yeah.
Castle Crasher fans?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
told you guys. Don't talk to me about that game because Castle Crashers is in my top 5 favorite game of all time.
Well, check
Yes.
out Pit People. The developers of Castle Crashers designed this game called Pit People, and it looks pretty cool. It looks fun, and the big thing is it's a game like it's never been heard of before. So they're saying that they've created something completely new. It looks very
StarCraft / Risk.
yeah.
No.
I was just gonna say
No.
Risk. I was gonna say Risk.
No.
No what?
What do you mean,
listen.
no?
Listen,
It has a-
you said who likes Castle Crashers. If you said who likes Behemoth, I would have told you I love Behemoth because they make it. But I am heated at this game they're making right now. I am pissed. Man. I'm having one of Chris's moments right now. I'm pissed.
Go with it.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why. When you make a game like Castle Crashers, and then Battle Block Theater came out last year, which was like a versus type game where you have to do puzzles and cooperatively work together. Castle Crashers is one of my favorite games of all time. Battle Block Theater was a disappointment, and now to go to the whole, if you like those type of games, yeah, but no, man, it's not Castle Crashers, and it's not Alien Hominide, and it's not. No, man, I'm pissed off, man. I'm pissed, man.
Stop hating.
You got to use freaking strategy now. I don't need no freaking strategy in a battle.
Beat it, Andre.
Game.
Beat it.
Stop hating.
Freaking pissed, man.
I don't know because this is actually a legitimate Castle Crashers game.
Right.
I want to see where the tie-in because I agree with Andre. Right now, there's no tie-in to make it. Even like the tunes you control, it looks like, has nothing to do with it. So that's what kind of like throws me off a little bit because, okay, yeah, the developer made it, but why include the name?
They're known for side-scrolling brawlers. Like they wanted to bring that element back. That's what made them good. They want to bring the whole Battletoad, Ninja Turtle, Power Ranger, playing with your friends at home, cooperative feel back. And this feels like it's going more into like the whole new strategic type battle. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you look at it, it looks more. Can you pop one up, Van? Because I haven't watched it in a while, but I do know that it's like strategic. It's not.
And I'm sorry, this isn't a Castle Crasher spinoff. This is a new game. It's called.
It's a whole new game.
Yeah. It's a whole new game.
Okay. I may give it a little more credit. I'm a huge RTS fan. Don't get me wrong. It's hard with RTSs to say this looks like a great game because the controls can either make or break it, and without playing for me, playing the game and feeling how the controls are, it's hard because the game looks like it can be complex, and I just want to know how far the micromanage would need to go, you know?
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. I was trying to figure out what's those games called, and it's a real-time strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like those type of games. That's why see, if I like them, I'm not gonna say it's a bad game because I don't like it. It's just not my type because I like beat 'em ups, like going side scrolling, and almost every game they made did that. Beside this one, like I'm looking at this now, it doesn't look bad. It looks creative, it looks fun, but it's not what I would play from a Behemoth creators because they made this is their third big game, I believe, and it might be fourth. I can't remember, but Battle Block Theater, if you look that up and look up Castle Crashers, they're like the same game. You side scroll.
This reminds me very much of Heroes and Might and Magic, which
Yes.
I was a huge fan of. Just without the time lapse, it doesn't seem like there's no time lapse. You just continue moving. So I see, Heroes of Might and Magic, Diablo, kind of like feel. And it looks like it's gonna be fun. I think that's the big point of their games is they're always fun and crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to give it a shot. I'm kind of excited for it. I'd like to check it out.
Oh yeah, why not?
I'd like to see how this parlays into a party game.
Mm-hmm.
This to me, if you can have 4 people on the screen, 2-on-2 or 1-on-1, to me that I could see where it could be fun in a chaotic, hectic sort of way, and that's where it would play into the Castle Crashers lineage, But I mean, I'll wait. I'll get the demo and I'll check it out.
Yeah. So that looks pretty cool to me. I'm gonna run through the news because I want to end off the show on one particular topic. So the stuff that they showed. Jesus Christ, where the hell? Hold on a second. Oh, I lost it.
Nice.
I closed it. It's done.
Way to build it up and then just let it go.
So no. So we're just gonna go back to the main topic that I want to go to. So Bungie said they're pretty much overhauling Destiny's questing system. I want to quote the creative director Luke Smith of The Taken King. He says the quest system we've overhauled the entirety of all the Destiny content in this thing that we call questification. To talk about quests like they're a new thing is sort of embarrassing. But what we're trying to do is give players clear content for what they're doing and why, clear rewards for what they're going to get at the end of it, and hope that gives them some thrust in the world. So, have either of you ever gotten to Destiny?
I did a little bit. Well, you were there with me when we got into the alpha and then beta.
Yeah.
But I never got into the actual game because of the short-sightedness.
Andre, how about you? What did you get to play that at all?
No, I only played the beta. I never was that interested into it until I seen this now. This is my first time being interested in it.
All right, so now when I first heard of Destiny, I wasn't really excited because I thought it was overhyped. They were showing a whole lot of something for a whole lot of nothing. They were showing a lot of artwork. They were talking about all the stuff you could do without seeing anything. To me, when you talk and you don't show, it's very frustrating. So at that time, I was very upset. When we actually got to see it very first thing, I still wasn't really impressed because I was kind of like, it looks like a first-person shooter. When they started getting into the classes and starting to show stuff, I'm like, okay, now it seems like we're bringing a little bit of things to this life. So as we got closer to the more to the release date, when we started getting to alpha and beta, I became a part of that, and that's when I fell in love with it. I'm like, this is absolutely amazing. This is a great game. Once I purchased it, I loved it for the first week. I powerhoused it with a few friends. I was always willing to play it by myself. And then that's when the repeat just started over. I was doing the same thing over and over and over. And the way he explains is perfect. You get into quests, you don't know what you're going to get. It's the most random shit. And it's frustrating. And especially for those games that, the missions that you do a whole lot of time for. This game requires it did a shitload of grinding. And I'm not against grinding. I do like grinding, but I like grinding for a cause. And I felt like I was grinding for nothing. This isn't an MMO. This is a first-person MMO. Like, I mean, it is an MMO, but it's not MMORPG. You can't just have people grinding. This isn't Final Fantasy where I'm grinding for a mission, a quest that's going to take me a bunch of people. Like, no, like a lot of these missions, it's a first-person shooter game. Like, my mission shouldn't be this way unless you're having me grind in an open land. But another quote that I love that he says is, hey, you finished the story campaign, now you find your own fun. He tried to get away from that. He wants to find he wants to keep people engaged, and I think that's important to it. You find the beacons, you'll do the same beacon mission maybe 4 times, and it's very, very frustrating. I got bored of it, and I'm just like, nothing kept me in it. Once I did the main, like, the final big mission with my brother and Matt, I was just like, literally, I don't want to play this game anymore. I just literally did everything. There's nothing that makes me want to come back to this. A good solid MMORPG like WoW and Final Fantasy and whatever ones you can think of, it's more to it. It makes you want to keep coming back. Like, there's more points to the game to it, just the missions that they have. And I think the level cap at being at 20 is ridiculous. And how you get to the level caps, it drives me nuts. You cap off at level 12, and I'm gonna be off, but like say 12 or something like that, and then you have to get light, shadow, the weapons with light that adds light, and then that light is your level. And I'm like, I lost interest, and it just becomes a point where you're grinding to get weapons, but those weapons, it's like, why am I grinding to get these weapons? I can beat the stages with these weapons. The weapons are cool, but that coolness dies off after a while. Like, I don't want to grind for a weapon or an armor or something, and that's why the game lost me. So I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do. And this interview that I'm reading was from GameSpot. I guess they announced previously the in-game organization of quests and bounties will be different in the expansion. Upon release of The Taken King, the tasks will be organized in a menu tab called Quests. This will consolidate all story missions, bounties, and other activities into one page. I did like the bounties. That was pretty cool. I thought that was a cool feature. Some of the bounties were super fucking hard. But that didn't make me dislike it. I did like the bounties being a little bit hard, so that way you can get away from the missions and do the bounties. But just when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, it didn't keep me intrigued, and that's kind of a bother.
Well, all right. We broached this subject before, man. Too. It's a first-person shooter, and it's trying to do an MMO. There's only so much you could do with those two genres. Now, take this with a grain of salt. Destiny does it well. However, for an established company like Bungie to be putting out a game like this, did they not learn anything by Final Fantasy XIV? Because honestly, that is what I feel like we're talking about again.
But it's funny though, like, not even just that they're established. They've been working on this game for 10 years, and with something like that, you figured the kinks will go through, and a lot of people that are diehard fans that have been sticking around that hasn't dropped this game yet, they had the faith in the game. They're like, hey, this game's only been out, for a year, so we know that this game has shelf life. Like, not saying they have shelf life exactly like WoW, but they have the shelf life as WoW, where it can keep going and people will keep coming back. I believe that. I believe this game has so much potential, but I think that's the most frustrating thing is it's all the potential this game has, and it's only cracking like a fraction of it. And I guess time can do that, but I don't want to have to buy a whole new game to.
That's what you're gonna have to do. I mean, okay, vanilla WoW catered to the hardcore. That was in my opinion, the first mainstream MMO. Okay, so. Now we look at what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 or 7 expansions later. Okay, they weren't all, hits, but WoW has an established lore. That's the only reason I give them the longevity that they've had, and that is going to be a problem to reciprocate that, especially when you drop the ball like you did. And I would have rather had Destiny been less of a scale, more in content, because that's what killed it for me initially. It was a beautiful game. I love the controllers, very Halo-esque, obviously. But for me, when I want to invest in an MMO, and I do, man, I need substance. I need end game. I don't mind grinding, but I hate repetition. Yeah. That's like when you were reading off. Oh, they put everything in a quest log. Well, what do you mean you're just putting it in a quest log? You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like you brought up with another game. I think they focus main on cast, voice, and art, making such beautiful, rich environments that do not do anything. Like people give WoW hell because it is antiquated graphics. It really is, But the zones and the worlds are large. Destiny, beautiful, lush environments, but they're pigeonholed in my opinion. And it's kind of like, I want the freedom to explore wherever. Give me a shitty story, whatever, but you want to know something? If you're going to offer a dynamic environment, let me go hover bike across a lake or do something else. Do not hit me with an invisible wall or off a ledge and I automatically die,
Right. I love the game. The game seems good, but...
Yeah.
Well, how you guys sound? It sounds like it's a game where it's a lot of farming. If you're not going to do microtransactions, it's a lot of pretty much. If you want something, you have to do a lot of farming, and it seems like it's not worth it.
Oh, and there's no microtransactions. You can't trade your weapons. You get your weapon, it's yours. You either get rid of it or keep it. You can't trade it. You can't give it to somebody.
Oh, that's stupid.
They want it to be an MMO, and they want to change it. They want to change what MMO was. So it's like you can't be an MMO, but then change it like that. You gotta either be an MMO or don't be an MMO. But I got what I got what they were trying to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. I don't know.
You want everyone to experience the game. Yeah, cut off trading. But nobody wants to experience the game if one friend plays ahead of the other. We discussed this. But it's kind of like, oh, I found this awesome weapon. It's not for my guy, but my buddy can use it. Oh, I'm stuck with it. Like you break the core principles of what MMOs are. And it's kind of like, I don't know. It's disappointing because we talk highly with Destiny. We wanted it to be this epic endeavor, and for the budget they spent on it, it should have been. But it's just kind of like, at the core of it, MMOs are all about exploration. Okay, don't let anybody tell you any different, because that's what it is. Regardless whether you're farming, dungeons, anything, you're there to see new content, new experiences. You're not just point A to point B. It's not a spreadsheet game. Okay, it's not like Eve, which Eve's a phenomenal game. Don't get me wrong, but if Bungie takes the route that Final Fantasy XIV did, which and I hope they do, we should see what we should have gotten initially. But I hope they take care of the legacy players. More importantly,
Yeah. I don't know. So much potential, and that's the most frustrating thing.
And you know what? We won't see it probably until another year or so. The worst growing pains for MMOs are the first year or two, maybe three, depending. And WoW was a goddamn nightmare the first year or two, because it was an experience, but it has to get better. And I will be getting into Taken King. As much as this sounds like I hate Destiny and shit, I'll buy it. Because now it's what would be worth me to spend the money. And that's what it is. I'm not bandwagoning. I'm not, so forth and so on. And you've heard I said it from the get-go, man. I will wait until Destiny gets something where it would interest me, and I'm going to try it and I'll give it a go. Worst case, if it don't work out, it's a free to play. I'll still always have the game on the shelf, but I hope it doesn't become like that, because we need more MMOs on the consoles.
Yeah, I 100% agree. I'd love to see more MMOs for the consoles.
Yeah, like I told you guys, playing Elder Scrolls, I was real happy, excited. Me and my friends played for about a good 2-3 weeks, but it got really, really dull. I mean, if you don't, like me and Ben was saying, if you don't have a consistent team for that, and it's not a game you can ever just turn on. Like I haven't touched it since the first month of it, and I'm done with it. I don't even think I can ever go back to play.
Which, and don't get me, that could be a whole podcast within itself. What fucking, what is it, Bethesda, I believe, did with that series. Goddamn sellouts. But anyways, I mean, Destiny does have its potential. It does. But like every game, it has its growing pains, and that's what we're seeing right now with it. You know, in my honest opinion, now would be the time to get back into Destiny or get into Destiny.
Yeah.
Is because they're allowing people to experience everything. You know, I said this about the Handsome Jack collection. This is an incredible deal. It sucks for legacy players and players that bought each and every one. But you want to know something? That is the life of an MMO. You're going to have to get over it. I played WoW for 8 years. Don't you think at some point it pissed me off also when you give away the core game and an expansion and half price for another one, and I'm sitting here paying 50, you know? You accept that when you play MMOs. You're not just buying a game. You're in a relationship, essentially. and that's what it is, because there's a shit ton of upkeep with MMOs, and especially, God help it, if you get into a guild or you're playing with hardcore people. I mean, but, you know, it's a whole other different animal. I don't equate MMOs to games. It's something completely different.
I agree. And it's frustrating as a gamer to invest in a game and then now you have to invest money constantly. And it's a change, and unfortunately it seems like that's a trend that is not going anywhere.
It's right up there with DLCs.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. So I mean that's pretty much it for our show. That's our time. What did I say? Oh, we're going to start the webpage. We're going to delay the webpage 1 week just because we've ran into issues with theme purposes. So we had issues with the theme. So we should be ready hopefully by next week. I wanted to get it on the 1st, but that's okay. The 1st came up so fast, and school's starting up, and we have a couple big things going on at the lounge. So that's crazy. But we will get it up. As soon as we get it up, we'll post it on the website so that way everybody knows. But we'll let y'all know. We might even get it up by tomorrow. I don't know, because Andre, you already posted. You already have your article on there, right?
I have 2 that are like in like the whole waiting thing.
So
but
maybe
I can postpone them for another week.
We'll let everybody know. Maybe we'll put it up half-assed, and then just that way we could be like, hey, the anniversary is always on the 1st of September. So
there you go.
But yeah, so we'll get more into details with that. We'll post on that on the Facebook page and website. We've got a lot of big things coming up for the lounge. Keep your ear to the ground. It's going to start selling soon accessories and take pre-orders of games and a lot of fun stuff with that. So look forward to that. We're working on a big event. We're working on a big event soon. So and hopefully bring something to PAX East as well. So since PAX Prime is now over, I think I can start talking to them. So let me see what they say. But we'll keep your ear to the ground. Keep your ear to the ground. So, but that's it for us this week, and we'll catch you guys next week. Anything else you guys want to say before we leave?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, that's not really. Metal Gear comes out midnight.
All right. What'd you say comes out midnight?
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, that's right, because the 1st. And
it's been getting 10 out of 10 from everybody, for the most part. So.
Fuck.
I'm getting it Thursday, Van. I'll probably bring it by, man. I'm getting it Thursday.
Fuck.
We're not getting it tonight.
All right, guys.
Nice.
See you later.
Have a good night, man.
Have a good night. Peace.
Too many games.
In all fairness, it's Metal Gear. How many Metal Gears have been in 5? God.
Is it just me, or does it feel like